Hey, Raschell here. So I have a question for you. Are you happy? Yep, gonna say it again. Are you happy? Simple question, but it has a lot of depth to it. So if you're new here, definitely check out my other videos, like and subscribe. So let's get into it. So I'm asking this question, why? Because ultimately, I've noticed in conversations and even in discussions and rooms where I've been talking with people and they're just not happy. A lot is going on in the world. And I understand that, myself included. There are times when I'm not happy either. But I will say this, that being happy starts from within. It doesn't start from having a fancy car or a wonderful house or all this money in the bank or wonderful clothes or that new purse or that new phone. Because once you have it, you're going to move on to the next, something else to make you feel better, something else that you'll want that'll make you feel good. Ultimately, your happiness starts within. And it's actually a very simple process. So a couple of years ago, I had a client who was going through a really, really rough divorce. And they came to me and they said, look, I need help. So I said, sure, let's work through this. Well, I think on our third meeting, they decided to cancel. I said, no, you're not going to cancel. You're actually going to show up and we're going to talk about what you're going through. So we did. They got on the phone, they started sharing everything that was going wrong. They had no car, they had no money, everything was upside down, it was nasty, it was toxic. I said, okay, what I'm hearing is that you're having a really rough time. I'm hearing that. But then I have to ask you that question. Have you been happy? Have you been happy for the last 5 years, the last 3 years, the last 10 years? There was silence on the other end of the line. They replied and said, no, not really. I said, okay. So if you haven't been happy, then maybe this is a good thing, because if you're not happy, why are you still in this relationship? So then I began to ask them, well, what are you happy for? What makes you happy? Nothing makes me happy. Everything I'm going through is hard. It's rough. I have this. I don't have a car. They took away the car. I don't have enough money. I said, okay. So do you have a bed? She said, yeah, I have a bed. Of course I have a bed. I said, oh, okay. Do you have a pillow? She said, yes, I have a pillow. All right. Do you have sheets that go on that bed? She's like, yeah, I have sheets as well. Like, where are we going with this? And I was like, okay, so you have a pillow, you have fresh, clean sheets, and you have a bed. She's like, yeah. I said, okay. There are thousands of people in the world, probably millions, that do not have all three of those things. Dead silence. I said, you have a bed that every morning you get up, you feel comfortable, you've had a great night's sleep. Start there. Start with that simple thing that you have a bed, because there are many people that don't have a bed. You have a bed. You have a pillow. You have sheets. She's like, I never thought of that. I never really thought of it like that. And I was like, yes, you take it for granted. Be grateful for the small things that you have in your life. She also had a cat, and I said, be grateful when that cat comes in the morning and is giving you a nudge and curls up beside you and purrs. Be grateful for that. A lot of people don't have that either. They don't have that simplicity of having that moment in the morning where they can be grateful. I then asked her, so what is the first thought that comes into your mind in the morning? And she said to me, oh, well, I think about the lawyers and, how am I going to get out of this mess and how am I going to afford it and how am I going to get to work? And I said, okay, so the moment you wake up, you go right away into negative. She's like, yeah. I said, okay. So the first minute, I said, and then try to increase it for 5 or 10 minutes, but the first minute of every day, be happy, be grateful for that bed, for that pillow, for those sheets, and for your cat. Try to sit in happiness and feel how lucky you are. I know that's going to be a stretch because it seems so simple, but it's actually quite difficult because we take it for granted. Anyway, she went through a lot, and probably about 8 months later, she called me back and said she was going through this intense, thing with the lawyers and didn't know what to do. And I remember saying to her, you've already started to move on with your life. You've got a lot of things in place. You're about to get your first house. I'm really proud of you. Why? Does it really mean a lot to you to hold on to that, to fight for this money that you may never see? But I said, it's up to you. Be happy with where you're going. Be happy with what you're doing. In the long and short of it, she is now so happy. I've seen her grow so much. I've seen her expand in so many different ways, go back to school, teach herself new trades, and she is happy. Ultimately, the happiness starts with you, with inside of you. So ask yourself that question in the morning. Are you happy? And what are you grateful for? And if you'd like to see more of these videos, definitely like and subscribe. And I'll see you in the next video.